In McDade Park, atop the mountains that surround Scranton, Pennsylvania, we found the 190 slope, home of the Lackawanna Coal Mine Tour. Only minutes out of the city, the mine offers plenty of free parking. Once a working mine, the slope is now a museum chronicling the history of mining in this part of Pennsylvania. And it's open April through November. The tour begins with a 1,300-foot descent in a mine car. Ultimately, it lands us in the Clark vein, or midway down the 7 levels of the mine shafts.
The first mining took place back about 1850, and what they did, they sunk a vertical shaft straight down 528 feet deep. By doing that, it gave them access to all 7 levels, or all 7 veins. Now we're in the 4th vein down, called the Clark bed. We came down the slope. We're now about 300 feet above the main body of water.
The mine is dark and cold, a constant 50 degrees. And tools like this electric locomotive were big improvements from the early conditions.
Now this came out in the late 1930s, and when it first came out, they called it an electric mule. And what it did, it actually replaced the mules back in the mines around the late 1930s.
Before that, they had mules pulling cars of coal to and from the bottom of the slope. In many of the mines, once the mules were taken underground, they never saw the light of day again. They were kept down there in stables their entire lifetimes. Now, believe it or not, the mine owners had more regard for the mules than they did for the men. They used to have a saying, "Don't kill a mule, we'll have to buy one. Don't worry about killing a man, you can always hire another." The reason for that statement was there was a tremendous amount of people coming into the area looking for work, and after a while there was an overabundant supply of workers, and only so many jobs to go around. This created long lines of men and boys just trying to get a job. Every single day they had to fight to get a job, and they had to fight to keep it.
Inside you'll see a miner and a labor drilling, and what they're doing, they're preparing to loosen some coal. That's the only way you can loosen coal, is by drilling holes in it, putting dynamite into the holes, blasting caps into the dynamite to set it off. Then they run their wires back to a main blasting cable like I have here, hook the cable on, and they unroll this cable as they're backing out of the place, back about 150 feet or so, that they're protected out of the way of the flying coal. In the back there, they have a blasting battery like I have here, and now they're ready to blast. But before they're going to blast, the miner comes in once more and gives a yell like this: "Fire! Fire! Fire!" That's a warning in 3 directions so nobody walks into this blast. Waits about 10 seconds after that. And that's what a blast would sound like.